We had a dramatically cold start to the day today across East Anglia. In fact, possibly the coldest start in over a decade. It fell to -10 degrees at Santam Downham through the small hours. Contrast that to the start to the day in the Scottish Highlands, +11 degrees at Achnagat. Now, normally we'd see our colder weather coming down to the north of the UK and our milder conditions to the south, but things are inverted currently. We've got cold air stretching across, actually from the Arctic across the continent into the south of the UK as we speak, and to the north it's much milder with air flowing from quite a way south in the Atlantic. We've got this ridge of high pressure extending across England and Wales into the small hours of Tuesday. And underneath that ridge of high pressure, we've still got a lot of moisture around from all of the rain earlier in the month. With light winds, freezing fog could be an issue again tomorrow, but slightly different areas today. The Welsh Marches, the Midlands, East Anglia looking like favoured spots. That cloud to the south should protect the Thames Valley somewhat more.
Good afternoon. It was another exceptionally cold start this morning. Parts of West London got down as low as -8.5. We also had a problem with freezing fog. You can see very murky conditions first thing this morning, but we've also had plenty of sunshine. You can see, though, the very hard frost. Sally's here to talk everything weather. And Sally, it was -7 when I got out of bed this morning.
Oh, well, that might be a record, Shay Lucrezia.
Well, you tell me.
Because at Heathrow, they had -8.4, and that was the coldest morning or overnight temperature low since 2010. In fact, the coldest January since 1987. Of course, it led to freezing fog. We've got some pictures of what happened at Heathrow, where flights were grounded. Not that flight, that wasn't grounded, but others were grounded due to the freezing fog. Freezing fog is a real pain, right? Because what it is, you've got normal fog, which is made up of water droplets, but when the air is freezing, it super cools that liquid, those water droplets. They don't freeze, they stay as liquid, but when they touch something such as roads and pavements, then they freeze instantly, and that's when you can get icy patches. So you get double trouble with freezing fog. You get ice and visibility, but it can look beautiful. Look at this gorgeous picture. Isn't that stunning? I think I might sort of disappear into that with my outfit on. Anyway, we might get a little bit tonight, but only in some areas. Most of us will hopefully be okay. Anyway, well, let's take a look. Here's all the details. Hello again. Well, I hope your Monday went well. You managed to keep the cold out yourself. Look at these deer. They're so chilly. They even got frost on them. Either that or they've been rolling in it. But anyway, we're going to see further cold weather and some frost around, particularly where we've got clear skies. But there is a bit more cloud around in the daytime and overnight, and that will lead to less frost or patchy frost anyway. And it's going to get a bit less cold as we go through towards the end of the working week. Nothing too dramatic, but just those temperatures coming up a tiny bit to where they should be for this time of year.
I can do it in Polish, but only because I learned when I was young. Anyway, how do you follow that? Look, the weather last night was a night of extremes in terms of the temperatures. -10 degrees in the south of the country, really, really cold. For Londoners, it was about the coldest January morning in a decade or so. In the Highlands, it was +11 degrees Celsius.
Now, Heathrow Airport recorded its coldest night since December 2010 and coldest January night since 1987, as temperatures dropped to -8.4 degrees Celsius overnight. Despite causing disruption for some, others have enjoyed capturing some of the frosty scenes on camera. You've shared some of them with us. Before we get a full weather forecast, let's have a look. Almost makes the cold worthwhile. Right, with that, let's get a check on the weather with Kate Kinsella. Kate, how's it looking now?
Well, it's still very cold, Victoria. We're going to have another cold night, perhaps not quite as cold as it was last night. Here's some more pictures from earlier on this morning. Along with the frost, it was very foggy for parts of West London. Of course, with temperatures down -8 and beyond, that meant freezing fog. So some pretty tricky conditions first thing this morning. But look at this, beautiful trees, that hard frost everywhere. Now, as we head into this evening and overnight, it is going to remain cold.
Hello there, good evening to you. Hope you've had a lovely day. Now tonight we can see exactly where skies will stay clear, because once again here we're going to see a sharp frost as our temperatures drop down below freezing. So some slippery surfaces once again as we head towards dawn, some freezing fog patches too. So poor visibility likely to coincide with the rush hour tomorrow. So if you are travelling, do take extra care.